Dear friends, good morning to all of you. After reading the Constitution intently, I found that whatever is happening in India in the name of the Constitution on social, political, and economic fronts is not in accordance with what is stated in the Constitution. It is diametrically opposed to what is stated in the Constitution. For example, today let us consider the 130th Constitutional Amendment. At the outset, I state this amendment is illegal, unconstitutional, and unwarranted. It is sign of abysmal ignorance of the Constitution and the principles of democracy. We are calling India to be the largest democracy in the world, and we are praising Indian Constitution to be the biggest written constitution in the world. And without honoring the Constitution, just praising it is nothing but self-deceit. This amendment of 130 seeks to disqualify ministers, whether it be a prime minister or a chief minister, to hold this office if he was imprisoned for more than 30 days. And there is already outcry. The judiciary is taking over the functions of the legislatures and the executive. Is it not a foolish thing to keep one more of your powers into the hands of the judiciary? And this amendment seeks to amend Article 75 and 164 of the Constitution. Let us first find out what is contained in Article 75. Article 75 says that the Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President of India, and the other ministers shall be appointed by the President of India on the advice of the Prime Minister. And sub-article 2 of this article says that the term of minister shall be during the pleasure of the President. So the term of the minister shall be during the pleasure of the President. Why another imprisonment or post-judgment is required? Is it not ignorance of Article 75? And let us also see what is contained in Article 164. This relates to formation of governments in the states. It states that the chief minister shall be appointed by the governor, and the other minister shall be appointed by the governor on the advice of the chief minister, and the terms of ministers shall be during the pleasure of the governor. So to remove a chief minister or state ministers, a prime minister or union ministers, the pleasure of the president and governors is sufficient. Why this act was done by the central government is its abysmal ignorance of the constitutional structure. The Constitution says that the President of India shall be elected by the Electoral College consisting of all the MLAs in India and members of both houses of the Parliament under Article 55 without issuing a whip. That is a true election. Not only true, that is the only election in India as regards executive is concerned. Others are elected as legislators. Unfortunately, they are acting as executives based on their majorities in the Assembly and the Lok Sabha. But such a provisions are not contained under Indian Constitution. Such provisions are contained in Article 91 and 130 of the Pakistan Constitution of 1973. Again, Indians are under a false notion that President of India and the governors are bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers at the center and Council of Ministers of the state. This is most misfortune. It is a misunderstanding of the polity, press and judiciary in this country. This is the misfortune of 140 crore people of this country. Article 74 does not contain such a condition that President is bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers. But please understand, it is the duty of the Council of Ministers to aid and advise the executive in discharging their functions. Do they have functions or not? Or their function is to only abide by the advice of the Council of Ministers? And can ever an advice become an order to the superiors? Especially the persons giving advice are appointed by the executive, removed by the executive at their pleasure, and the advices of subordinates will become orders to their superiors. It is so funny. So misfortune of this country. If you nullify the executive by saying that he is bound by the advice of the legislative leader, so you are merging executive power with legislative power. When there is no executive, how this country can be democratic, live about being the largest democracy in the world? In my considered opinion, India has not been democratic so far. The true constitutional structure is that President is elected by the Electoral College. He has to form his government at the center under Article 74, 75 and 77. He sends governors to the states under Article 154 and 155 under warrant. And governors should form their governments in the states under Article 163 and 164 and 166. These president and governors, the executives, should not have majority in the legislatures. Then that would be the ideal democracy as obtaining in the United States of America, where the president and governors do not have majority in the legislatures, yet it is they who rule the country. Majority in legislatures has nothing to do with ruling of the country by the executive. Pakistan people, they have copied verbatim from Indian Constitution that a Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President. And they have added to that phrase that after ascertaining his majority in the Parliament. Such a wording suffix is not there under Indian Constitution. Again, regarding appointment of chief ministers, the chief minister is appointed by the governor of that state. The same verbatim they have copied, but they have added at the end that after ascertaining his majority in the assembly. And again, as removal of the prime minister or other ministers or the state chief minister and other ministers, it is contained in Article 75 that the term of union minister shall be during the pleasure of the president. And regarding state ministers, the term of office of state minister shall be during the pleasure of the governor. Pakistan people have added a suffix to that. However, the president or the governor, as the case may be, shall not exercise this option without conducting a no confidence motion on the floor of the parliament or the assembly, as the case may be. Prime minister and union ministers, chief minister and state ministers, they are not elected people. They are nominated people. There are no elections to the post of Prime Minister, Chief Minister, and other ministers in India. They are appointed by the President and the Executive, and they are removed at the pleasure of the President and the governors. It means that Indian constitutional political structure is like an umbrella. The person holding the constitutional umbrella is the elected President of India. That is the main pole of the umbrella. And the spokes hanging around the main pole are the states, state governments headed by governors. Governor means a person who governs, who has government. This is a common sense. It does not require any English knowledge, political knowledge, or any other thing. Governor means who governs. Driver means who drives. And the top cover is the Constitution. All the institutions and the people under it are covered by the Constitution. The people who are supposed to be safe under the umbrella and be ruled in accordance with the Constitution are the citizens of India. It is the responsibility of the President to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of India and the law, and to devote himself for the service and well-being of the citizens of India under Article 60. It is the duty of the governor in the states under Article 159. All others in the country take oath to abide by the Constitution, truly abide by the Constitution, and uphold the sovereignty of the country. But unfortunately, so far, the Indians have not decided where their sovereignty lies. Yet it is in a dispute. Somebody says Parliament is supreme, somebody says President is supreme, somebody says Constitution is supreme, and the state chief ministers argue that they are supreme. They are not bound by the center. They are not answerable to the center. This is most unfortunate thing. But please understand, Indian sovereignty lies in the Parliament, which includes the President of India under Article 79. Parliament includes the President. President of India is after all elected by all the MLAs in India and members of both houses of the Parliament, and member of each MLA is equivalent to the population in his constituency, not voters. That means every child and the old are deemed to have elected the President of India. That is the reason why he gets authority to rule over the country. It means that if an NDA president is elected, there should be NDA governments throughout the country. If a UPA president is elected, there will be UPA governments throughout the country. If this system is allowed, understood, now please tell me how easy it is to remove an erring minister. At the pleasure of the president and governor, they can be removed just like that within few seconds. Why a prolonged trial is necessary in courts to remove them? Now you must have understood the constitutional structure is different, but these people are obtaining majority by notes to votes, by forming regional parties, caste parties, and parties based on narrow considerations. They fund the members, purchase the votes, gain the majority, and they are squeezing the states. And to perpetuate their ruling, they are oppressing and suppressing the opposition parties. Opposition parties' leaders are being imprisoned. they are being beaten up. Their financial institutions are destroyed. This is the nature of monarchies but not democracy. The Indian polity, press and judiciary understand the true political structure of India under the constitution. There is no need for 130th amendment. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. I have started this web series to bring to the knowledge of listeners the whole of the constitution video by video. But seeing these contemporary conflicting issues, my heart burns. Unless I bring out the true constitutional intent to the citizens of this country, I will not be fair to my duty. I request you to please subscribe, share and comment on my videos so that this message is spread among Indians fastest. And I am sanguine it may bring a change in Indian social, political, economic structure. Thank you.